Hey everybody, what's going on? Danny Koker here, aka The Count, with another installment of Count's Finer Details on one of my cool rides right here on the floor at Count's Kustoms. Very special car, and I'm going to tell you why. This sitting right here behind me is a 1999 Shelby Series 1. Why is the Series 1 so unique and special? Well, one of the key things that makes this car unique and special, it is the only car that was designed 100% solely by Shelby and built 100% solely by Shelby. And what do I mean by that? Well, you look at the history of Shelby. Go back to the, for instance, the Cobras, the 289 Cobras, the 427 Cobras, this and that. You may be under the impression that that's a Shelby car. Well, technically the Cobras are Shelby Cobras, but they actually evolved from a little British car called AC Bristol and the AC Ace. The AC company was a little British sports car company, and they were going out of business. And when they were going out of business, Carroll went and bought chassis and bodies from England and started stuffing them with small block Fords. It's the same thing with the Mustangs, the Shelby Mustangs. It's pretty obvious with that one. It's Ford Mustang, and then Shelby then does all of their high performance work to them and makes them Shelby Mustangs. So that's what I mean when I say the Series 1 is actually the only car that was 100% designed by, built by Shelby. It's not any other car. It didn't start off life as another ar. It is solely Shelby by design, ground up to the finished product. Now, these cars were released back in 1999, and they only made 250 of them. That's a rare car. Really think about that, 250 of them, and released in 1999. The serial number on this one is CSX5074. It's like a steel trap sometimes, but don't ask me what I had for lunch today. I haven't got a clue. Think about the fact that it's a 1999. Now that was some time ago. So very early on, this car is 100% carbon fibered body. All of it. There's no aluminum, there's no fiberglass, there's no metal. It's not like that. It is a 100% carbon fibered body car from back in 1999. That was pretty cutting edge. What does that do for a car like this? Well, carbon fiber, as we know, is a very strong material, but it's an extremely light material. So it takes a whole lot of weight off of this car. Also making this car lightweight, the entire frame, the entire chassis, all of that is 100% aluminum as well. So you've got lightweight with that aluminum frame and chassis. You've got rigidity with that aluminum frame and chassis. And you've got lightweight and rigidity with the carbon fiber body. Some of the really cool things on the Shelby Series 1 are really under the skin. The skin is, you know, all carbon fiber. The car is literally 100% carbon fiber. One of the things I really dig is the design of the hood and the way that the radiators and everything work. The mouth of the car is open. Air comes into the mouth, flows through the radiator when the hood is closed. This seals up to that, and it forces the air up over the top of the hood, which creates great airflow for the radiator to keep the car cool, but it also creates downforce. It serves like a wing. I'll show you that when the hood is down, but underneath, this whole car is really set up very race car. Like I said, the whole body is carbon fiber, but the entire frame, everything about it is all aluminum. So you've got really a lot of lightweight going on here. And I really dig the way that they did the suspension on this car. It's set up very much like a Formula One car, where all of the suspension is inboard. So you don't have unsprung weight out here in your wheels. Everything is inboard, which is like a Formula One car. So all of your shocks are all pivoting. The coilovers are actually way inside. So it keeps unsprung weight off of the wheels but it also gets your center of gravity inside and down low, and everything is 100% fully adjustable. So you got your giant sway bars and stuff are actually up on top. It's really kind of an amazing setup, and all of the aluminum work and the inner fender wells, I mean, these things are just plastic for, you know, just super lightweight. And then of course it's got that Olds 4-cam V8 all aluminum setup that was used in the IRL racing series, which, you know, are the Indy cars. Was, you know, IRL racing series used this engine setup in it, and it's set very, very far back. You can see the front of the engine is here, and it sets way back almost under the cowl and under the dash, so you don't have a lot of weight in the nose. You've got it set further back. Then there's a torque tube under the car that connects it to the transaxle in the rear. So the transmission is actually transaxle that sits in the rear of the car. So your weight distribution on a car like this is very 50-50, very well balanced. It's a 6-speed transaxle in the rear, torque tube connecting it to the engine up here in the front that's set very far back, all in an aluminum chassis. Everything is set up like Formula One suspension inboard, both front and rear. You can't see the rear because the back doesn't open up. But that's just one of the fascinating things that Shelby did with this car. It's really very much a race car with a license plate. How I got introduced to the Shelby Series 1 was really unique. Tom D'Antonio, who was the chief engineer for Shelby at the time, and is a very good friend still to this day. Great gentleman. He came to my office one day in, I believe it was late '97. The first time I laid eyes on a Shelby Series 1 was absolutely stunning on that day, but the difference was it was only about this big. It was a model. Tom brought to me a model into my office of this car. None had been built yet. Set it on my desk. I sat there and stared at it. We talked about the car. We talked about the uniqueness of the car. We talked about all the different features that Shelby was going to be putting into this car. Man, I just fell in love with the whole idea right then and there. I was asking Tom because the model was just stunning. It was just stunning. And I'm like, is it really going to look like this? Or is this some kind of mock-up and this and that? And he's like, no, dude, we've already done 1,400 different mock-ups. This is the car. So I knew at that point that I was going to be a player on this car. And so I contacted Don Rager, then being the president of the company at the time, and got my name on the list to purchase one of these brand new Shelby Series 1s when they came out. And the cars were going into production, and so I was extremely excited about it, but I wanted something a little bit different. Now, to commemorate the 100-year anniversary for Oldsmobile, who was providing all of the engines for the Series 1 from their IRL racing series, all of the cars were to be silver for the 100-year anniversary of Oldsmobile. So Shelby was doing all of the cars silver. The option, as far as paint was concerned, was there were optional colors with the stripes. The stripes on these cars that they offered, kind of like rally stripes, they were also very much more like the stripes you would see on a 427 Cobra. Absolutely beautiful. You could get it silver with striped Elite, or you could get it silver in very much different variations of the stripes and colors, but the cars were silver, and they made 250 of them, and I wanted mine black. And Don Rager explained to me that, yeah, you know, I get that, and it would probably look cool in black, and a lot of guys are painting their cars different colors when they take delivery on them, but the cars were silver. And I said, I get it. I understand. I can paint it black. I can do that. But I want mine black, and I want mine black from the factory. I want mine black from Shelby, and that definitely created a challenge. Don and I, we were very good friends, so we could definitely go back and forth with each other, and we did, without a doubt, go back and forth with each other on this. And I knew it was creating a challenge for him as the president of the company, because he didn't want to get into some sort of a deal where anybody and everybody could just walk up and pick the color that they want, and Shelby would then be obligated to have to do that. But I was very fortunate to be good friends with this gentleman, and through a lot of going back and forth, he finally agreed. And so from the factory, CSX 5074 is the black one. And I know this looks violent, and I know this sounds violent, but it's not. It's actually the proper way to do it. To close the hood on this car, you just get it to a certain point and drop it. So, you know, don't be mad at me, that's how you do it. Like I was talking about, the styling cues are gorgeous. The air intake here in the mouth, as you're going down the road, the air goes in, runs into the radiators. The way the radiators were laying, I was showing you under the hood, it comes out this giant hole in the hood and pushes across the top of the car. So everything that comes in runs through the radiators, they get all the airflow, and then it comes out and pushes over the top of the car and actually creates downforce. So it's almost like having a wing on the front, very much like the old GT40s would have been back in the day. So what you've got here is a 1999 Shelby Series 1, completely designed and built, and 100% from Shelby himself, and from Shelby American, the great team at Shelby American. Magnificent car, especially on a closed course track. This car is a very, very, very capable car. And out of 250, this is the black one, and it's mine. And I feel very blessed to have it. And I know she goes up in value all the time. So for me, it's a wonderful collector piece. It's a very unique piece to have. You certainly don't see them every day, knowing that they only built 250 of them. You rarely see them at all, unless you happen to come down here to Count's Kustoms, walk in the doors and take the free tour and wander around. More than likely, unless I wake this baby up and take it out for a spin, she'll be sitting right here on the showroom floor, and you can see what a genuine 1999 Shelby Series 1 looks like up close and personal. It's a magnificent car, and I hope you've enjoyed the story on this car and everything about it, man. It's one of my prized pieces in my collection, and I really have no intentions of letting this one go. But I dig it. I hope you guys dig it. I hope you guys dig this installment of the Count's Fighter Details, some of my personal collection, 99 Shelby Series 1, the black one. And there will be more coming up in the future. I have so many different vehicles just as I look around this room, and some other things I've got hidden in other rooms that I want to share with you guys. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Count's Kustoms YouTube channel. It's only going to have cool stuff coming your way. Hope you guys dig it. Talk to you soon.